Grew stronger. Each day I felt less shame and more clarity. It was no longer about whether I should take revenge, but about how to do it with the greatest impact. I knew they were convinced everything was settled, that the reservations were secure, that all they had to do was pack and show up at the airport. Meanwhile, I was the only one who could dismantle every piece of that plan with a couple of clicks. I began to imagine the scene in greater detail, them at the terminal, with suitcases and tired children, waiting in line for check-in, and the attendant explaining there were no tickets under their names. My mother-in-law's face when she realized I had exposed her in front of everyone, the murmurs of passengers around them, the restrained fury in her voice as she searched for someone to blame. I didn't do it at that moment, because there was still a part of me hoping Emily would react, that she would say something, that she would finally take my side. But with each passing day, that possibility seemed more remote. Emily grew more distant, as if her priority was keeping peace with her mother, even if it meant sacrificing ours. I noticed it in the way she changed the subject whenever I tried to talk about the trip, in how she left her phone face down on the table when messages from the group arrived, the group I had been expelled from. In how her words became shorter whenever I reminded her that I was still carrying the financial burden of everything. The following Saturday, my brothers-in-law called to coordinate transportation to the airport. Not with me directly, but through Emily, who then asked if I could drive them in my SUV to Seattle on the day of the flight. That was the moment I understood they didn't even see me as a person anymore, but as a provider of money and logistics. I was no longer part of the trip, but they still expected me to deliver them comfortably to the gate, as if my only role was to ensure their adventure began smoothly. I swallowed my rage, told Emily nothing, and locked myself in the office.